Good morning. August 25th with the tradingology.com trading room. Get the doors opened up. We have our hybrid now. What I got cooking. So I've tweaked it into, looks like we're on an interesting spot here. We'll see how this reacts with the YM. Not a happy morning. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
I heard you had a little fun last night. Did you get a little bump in the night?
Oh my gosh. It just started pouring. I mean, buckets of rain. A little bit of thunder and lightning, but not too much, but lots and lots of rain. Real quick.
To get that grass growing, right?
Yeah, we got some dry areas, you know. We really needed the rain, but it didn't last very long. So, interesting market. We had a bull trap on the market timer spreadsheet. So I expected a little bit of a decline here.
Yeah, a couple interesting things I've seen this morning, but just to mention what you're referring to there, we'll show it up here. And a price anomaly of 175. That was another outlier there that was catching some attention. So yeah, bearish herding ended in a bull trap.
Yes, the price anomaly actually, whenever it's at the top of a market or the bottom of the market, the price anomaly kind of, if it's over 100, like yesterday, 175, it kind of marks the end of a trend.
End of that run.
End of that run, yeah. And it did the same thing when it was 129 back there. I don't see the date, but it was 1161 there on the.
Yeah, let me slide over.
That ended that little run too.
That was on the 12th.
Yep.
Yep. Then we had this slide down after that.
Yeah. Then it picked back up again, and we got a 175 yesterday and the bull trap. So now the question is, does the market timer spreadsheet anticipate events ahead of time, like Exxon being taken out of the Dow?
Kind of hard to anticipate that.
Well, I don't know. It begs the question. It's like, wait a minute. What it's doing is, I think there was some insider knowledge of the fact, right? And so the larger players are positioning themselves to short the market. And, the spreadsheet kind of gave us the indication that was, we're going to see some weakness today. Just saying.
It's all in the numbers.
It's all in the numbers. Can't fool the numbers.
And I know you were also talking about another giant valuation coming up here, an initial potentially record-breaking IPO.
Yeah, Airbnb, incredibly. And oh yeah, Ant Financial too. Yeah, Airbnb is actually going public, which is kind of odd.
I found that one interesting too. It's like, how could that be a publicly traded company?
Their business is completely fallen apart. I don't know how they can go public with the numbers that they're going to show. But anyway, yeah, Ant Financial, big one.
They got some big numbers to show.
Yeah.
21 billion.
Interesting to see. Profits. Wow, $3 billion in net profit for 6 months.
Yeah.
The big question I want to answer is how they actually move around all the money that they have. I mean, they do a lot with Alipay.
Right.
How are they moving that money around? Are they using a digital currency? What are they doing?
Yeah, I was perusing the what's going to move the markets this week, because this is going to be an interesting week that we see setting up here, because you probably saw this, but look who's going to be delivering a speech on Thursday, I think it is. Yep, Thursday. And once again from Jackson Hole. Things seem to happen in Wyoming.
They do. They do. A very progressive state as far as financial services go. It was Caitlin Long who kind of spearheaded the Wyoming banking industry by allowing cryptocurrency banks to be set up in the state. So pretty interesting. Oh, before I forget, and I know you don't have a lot of time today, there was a morning, Andre. There was a interesting piece of news about, not news, but I've been watching that AGI. It's a singularity cryptocurrency that
Oh,
was
right,
mentioned.
right.
Who mentioned that?
Is Sham or Isaac one of those two?
I think it was Isaac. Um, yeah, AGI. The thing has really been exploding upward, and it's really done well. Of course, it's down today, just like all the other cryptocurrencies, which is also kind of interesting because we started to see a slide in cryptocurrencies yesterday before the Dow went down, because overnight the Dow was up almost 200 points.
Yep. Yeah, it was up right until pretty much the bell this morning. It started crawling a little before,
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
bell opened and it just dropped the bottom out.
Yep. And I was watching cryptocurrencies and I was watching the Dow and I said, cryptos are down, but stocks are up. And we know from the market time spreadsheet, we're anticipating a down move today in stocks. Why is crypto going down? Institutions are in there. I think they're already in crypto. They've been moving the markets.
Yeah, internals are not in good favor right now. They keep moving down.
Yeah.
Although the volume's not crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of moving sideways there.
Yeah.
Middle of the road on the internals. Kind of climbing a little bit. We haven't gotten to that 70% level, but kind of right there in the middle.
Yeah, the YM's found some support here temporarily. There's also a few areas. RTY, Russell is typically, we see that as the leader, and is the leader to the downside right now. Actually, almost identical with the YM. They're both negative 0.30 right now. 33 in the YM, so a little bit below. Other piece of news I've seen, if you guys haven't caught this, nothing related to the markets, but just to major things that happen in the world. If you haven't seen this, keep your head on a swivel. Kim Jong-un might be in a coma, and his sister's taken over, who's actually worse than him. So yeah, just be careful there. Don't fly to South Korea right now.
How do you know she's worse?
Oh, from my son, who's done a bunch of history.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would, yeah, I'd bet on that. Probably is worse.
It's hard to get worse than him, and apparently she's not a nice person either.
Well, it runs in the family.
Just to put it nicely, but yeah, their whole family's really nice. When you execute your competitors, what else can you say?
And starve half of the population.
Right.
They're supposed to be protecting.
Yeah, between all the printing of the money that we know about, and then we know Powell's going to deliver new information on inflation. I saw the interesting article on Bitcoin and their target of 288 because there's just no collapse. We've talked about this before. You've pulled up the chart as, there's actually too much money that we can't spend it fast enough, especially with everything being closed. Look at this chart and the velocity.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that. That looks like the new one. It's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Just off a cliff.
Yeah.
And so they're talking about he's going to be basically the standing on the other end of the gorge from Volcker when you compare what he did to what
yeah. Well, I mean, the question is, I think he's really been watching the dollar index, and that's why he's kind of backed off a little bit. But they want inflation so badly, and the dollar is down a little bit today. So in actually oil is up, which of course, as I mentioned yesterday, when the dollar's down and oil is up, stocks usually go up. But we do have the issue of the the spreadsheet there kind of giving us a signal that it was going to decline today. We also had, so Exxon is out of the Dow. Raytheon, now Exxon's been in the Dow since 1928.
Yeah, I was just going to say, who's replacing them? Raytheon?
And no, Raytheon's out too. Raytheon is now out of the Dow. It is Amgen is replacing, Salesforce is replacing, and Honeywell, or I'm sorry, Honeywell. It's Salesforce, Amgen, and Honeywell are replacing Exxon, Raytheon, and Pfizer cell.
Wow.
Now, Exxon's been in there since 1928. Raytheon's been in there since 1938. I'm kind of surprised about Exxon, actually.
92 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ended 92 years ago. I found the article talking about that one too. They initially were Standard Oil of New Jersey. They were the longest member since GE.
Yeah, one of the originals along with GE there. So, and also, what's going to affect the Dow as well is Apple's 4-for-1 split. So, because the Dow index is a price-weighted index, Apple's not going to have as much effect on the Dow price as it used to. I wonder if they're adding Amgen just because the Corona thing. They coming up with a cure. Sounds political to me.
Yeah.
So all of the institutions that are holding the Dow 30, they have to get out of Exxon. That's why we're down. And they have to get out of Raytheon and out of Pfizer. And they have to add, all these other stocks now. Honeywell, I'm kind of surprised at, actually. I thought they were a real old industrial type stock. I didn't think they did very well. But I don't know, maybe. I don't know that much about Honeywell.
They're a decent, I think they're based real close to me here.
Are they? They're doing
pretty solid.
Interesting. Okay. Look like Nasdaq's getting a little boost there.
Yep, it's happier, although it was already below some of the pivots. I think it took the turn down before the Dow did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the only one that's positive at the moment, just by a hair. But it's going to run into this problem here, so we'll see how this day stacks up. Taking a quick peek. Anything else that I'm missing here? Oh, I did notice. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say the VXX chart, since I'm obviously tracking that as well.
Yeah.
Tiny little new Darvis box forming. It's interesting to watch these start out. And we got a little bump up today, obviously, based on what we've already talked about.
Right.
Not panicking.
No, I don't think, I mean, on the spreadsheet, we see some bullish herding that developed yesterday, even though it's a bull trap. We'll see if that bullish herding continues. It's kind of funny that the bearish herding just kind of like came to a dead stop. And we got bullish herding yesterday, even though it is a bull trap.
Yeah, that was surprising. I thought that as well. It's like you go from 2 to 4 to none.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. So what that means is that the bearish herding was fairly weak. It wasn't very strong. So tomorrow should be a great day to get into the VXX, probably on the short side. We'll see. But I think so.
Yeah, it'll be one of the times where you got the two positions on, and then they'll both be working in favor.
I did notice yesterday, and one thing I just want to update people on the VXX trade is you can follow it on a daily basis to see what the, as we get closer, so the next expiration date is going to be the September 25th chain.
Yep.
And I noticed yesterday that the calls were a little bit higher than the puts on the, at the moment. It's something that you can track every day going towards the the Wednesday that we want to set as our 30-day benchmark. So, I followed it yesterday, and the call premium was higher than the put premium.
Not a bad thing to do. Yeah, start tracking it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, up to the trade day.
Yeah.
Or Thursday or Friday. Check the course, see what it is.
Indication of today's a little bit of a decline here. So.
All right, gentlemen, we got about 5 minutes left or so on today's timer.
A little short session today. A little short session, but info-packed one.
Yeah, we're short and sweet and action-packed, and the YM is breaking down, so look out below here.
Yeah,
it's got more room to run at that.
Everybody wants to get out.
And these are 50-point scores today. That's how much it's moving. Yesterday we were at like 20, right? So that was a big move there right at the bell. Would we lose 360 down to 240? 120 points in that first 5 minutes?
Yep.
And big numbers on the price signals here, 388. We'll see what that one closes. Look how this is acting as some support right there. Trying to break down. Breakdown hasn't closed below it yet.
Yeah, get a little bit of support there. We'll see what happens. Yeah. The market is unpredictable. When the market was up 200 points this morning, when I was up at 5 a.m., because of that massive storm. Otherwise, I would have slept until 5:30 like it done.
Well, you probably got some extra Natix contracts on then.
I did, and I sold them all short. I went short on every single contract I could get my hands on. No, it was fun. Closed out a few of them this morning.
I was going to say you might have closed some of those early, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll hold on to a couple for now. We'll see. We will see. All right, guys. Interesting day. We'll see how it plays out. Check the market timer spreadsheet tonight. See what it looks like tomorrow.
Yeah, Steven, sorry I let you in the door right as we were closing up shop. We're about 20 minutes on today. We had a tight schedule, so check that recording out. I will have them up as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
You guys have a great day. And Dave, we'll see you again tomorrow.
See you guys. See you tomorrow.
See you guys.